Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the IWC Portugieser 8 Days 75th Anniversary Limited Edition of 750 pieces. You can see this vintage Portugieser tribute and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally, complete pricing details for this IWC reference 5102. Now, the watch that you see on my wrist came out in 2015 as part of the anniversary collection of newly renamed Portugieser references. Once known as the Portuguese, now a little bit more Teutonic in nomenclature. Nevertheless, the watch was completely classical in profile and detail, and I'm going to editorialize here and say this was the best watch that IWC offered in the year 2015. It's a beautiful combination of authentic size, the Portuguese has always been big, and delicate details. 43 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the crown. You can see my 16 centimeter wrist nevertheless wears it fairly well. Big has always been the style with the Portugieser since the first one was created to house an ultra-accurate pocket watch movement in a wristwatch case. Now, in terms of thickness, it's actually quite wearable. 12.5 millimeters. You can see the double step of the bezel and the curve of the sapphire, so a dress cuff or a tight sleeve will ride up and over it easily. From lug to lug, for a 43 millimeter watch, it's a very manageable 51 millimeters. I would say a 43 round case is generally going to be 53 to 55 millimeters across the wrist, so this one's more compact than the bare size would suggest. You'll also note that although the strap is close hewn to the case, it's not constrained against the case. So those of you with a small wrist, you can pull the strap straight down. No encumbrance, it easily fits a small wrist. I'd say down to 14.5 centimeters in circumference, your wrist can wear this watch. Now, the strap is a nice piece. Custom made for IWC by Italian leather specialists Santoni. It features their signature signal orange on the underside and a simple, historically appropriate pin buckle with a double finish, polish and satin for easy on-the-fly adjustments. There is a small-scale black alligator leather top with a monotone stitch and folded edges, and the strap is cut rather thin. The case features plenty of nuance. Considering its size, it's flat in profile, and it makes excellent use of polished caseback, polished bezel, satin caseband, and polished lug hoods for just enough contrast to animate the profile view. Now, when you view it head-on, it appears all dial, as the bezel is pushed out to the extremities. You can see the Art Deco design language with the beautiful blended lugs, like a nightmare scale, Patek Philippe reference 96 Calatrava. It's of that era, and so is the dial detail here. Obviously, the 6 o'clock date window is there for modern collector preference and convenience, but everything else is quite true to form. Railroad-style minutes outboard. You can see the simple tri-Arabics at 9, 12, and 3, the vintage International Watch Company script, small seconds at 6 o'clock, and the traditional foy or leaf-style hands at center. There's not much here, but what is there is gorgeous. IWC did well not to over-decorate, over-adorn, or over-print signage on the front of this watch. Turn it over, and the fun continues. Now, one glance and you'll realize that this is a manual winding adaptation of IWC's long-running 5000 and 50,000 series family, but in the sense that it's an immense movement that fully suits the case size, it's very true to history, because the very first Portuguese watches were designed around pocket watch-sized calibers by request of IWC's Portuguese importers who wanted an ultra-accurate men's watch. Now, you can see the balance here beating away at 4 Hz or 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's also free-sprung for robustness, takes a precise regulation. Again, can't easily knock or bump it into deviant timing. It also features a Breguet overcoil, so you also can't easily place it in an awkward position and cause gravity to diminish the accuracy. That's the advantage of an overcoil, concentric beating in any position. Now, you'll also note that there is a caseback power reserve scale, and the watch features a 192-hour or 8-day power reserve versus the 7-day power reserve of the automatic version of this watch. The bridges are large, and although they're not a true 3/4 bridge, because you can see break points for easier disassembly and maintenance, nevertheless you do have that 3/4 bridge aesthetic, and you can see the immense single mainspring barrel just under its bridge and pivot point. Turn the watch over. Again, we go back to 1939, and you can see this is a true tribute to the reference 325. If you want to do a quick Google comparison, look up IWC reference 325, and I think you'll agree, IWC absolutely nailed this one. I don't editorialize too often, but guys, you're looking at the best watch IWC offered in 2015. On top of all that, it's even got a quick set date and hacking seconds. The cherry on the cake, the icing on the top, I don't know, but this watch, one of 750 made, needs no more arguments in its favor. It speaks for itself.